Welcome to the Michiana Hivecast, where wellness meets community and conscious living takes flight. I'm your host, Jamila Blue, and I am so glad you're here. This is your space to expand, evolve, and grow together. Each episode, we celebrate the heart of Michiana through real conversations with local practitioners, healers, creatives, and community builders who are lighting the way towards connection, balance, and transformation. Whether you're just beginning your journey or deep in your practice, you'll find inspiration, insight, and a sense of belonging right here in the Hive. At Conscious Michiana, we are all about uniting people, sharing resources, and co-creating a thriving, holistic community. So let's get buzzing, and thank you for being a part of this conscious collective. The Michiana Hivecast, buzzing with wellness, connection, and conscious living in Michiana. Expand, evolve, grow.
Hi, my name is Leah. I am the president of Conscious Michiana, and I have the two gals here today that started Funktional Bottle and Bar. Can you share a little bit about your journey and what led you to open a sober bar?
Honestly, it started on a whim. We had a Facebook request for a sober bartender, and I had been sober for a couple months at that point. And as a veteran in the bartending community, I was like, oh, I want to do that.
Sure.
Great. And from that one event, Lorraine and I kind of concepted a menu, found some cool products, made up some great drinks. And after we left there, we actually met Conscious Michiana there, and they asked us to be a part of Mind, Body, Spirit Fest. And left with probably 3 or 4 more opportunities. And Lorraine and I kind of looked at each other and we're like, oh, we need to file an LLC and start a business and make this a real thing.
There was a point where we were doing these things anyway, like making NA menus, and then we realized that people want this, and so now it's a whole business.
So I first heard about you. Yeah, like I first heard about you guys, and I looked you up, became a friend right away because I thought this was so interesting. I've been doing events for quite a while, and what I find is that people really do want that non-alcoholic drink on there. They can go back and forth. You've got a lot of people, like you said, sober. I've got family members that are sober as well, and I think the social aspect gets lost when you are trying to be sober, and so you just want to feel normal. And I love a fancy drink, and so being able to indulge in that fancy, because you guys make the best fancy drinks. Like, I don't take a lot of pictures of like food in general, but every time I get a drink from you guys, I take a picture because it is just gorgeous every time. So that was really kind of what brought me in as an interest, is because, like I said, I do have family members that are sober, but also people are really looking for this, but they don't know what they want.
They're tired of Coca-Cola.
And a Shirley Temple, right? So, like, you think a non-alcoholic drink is a Shirley Temple. That's the special part of it. Mm-hmm. And that's also wonderful, but you guys do something much different. So, what surprised you guys the most when you opened the sober bar?
I think just the general shock of it, everybody coming up and they're genuinely excited about what we're doing. And I knew it was a thing. I knew people were into the NA, even at craft, they order it all the time off our menus, but to see it out in public and they're walking by and they're like, oh no, thank you, I don't drink, and we're like, oh neither do we.
Yeah.
And then it draws them in, and I was just shocked at how many people were excited about what we're doing.
So something I think that draws people in too is that you guys have incredible menus. So like you said, you did participate in the Mind, Body, Spirit Fest for Conscious Michiana, and you guys came up with a chakra menu, and you had it all drawn up. It was beautiful to look at. It was really interesting. You guys put a lot of thought into these menus that you do for each event.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about how do you come up with those ideas? Because that was really cool. And we didn't tell you anything. We didn't give you any suggestions. You guys really just took the ball.
We just kind of adapt to the vibe.
Yeah.
So we love community, people doing things they're passionate about, and then being able to show up and support that and be involved in it. So whether it was Mind, Body, Spirit Fest with the chakra menu, which was our biggest undertaking, it was really, well, I guess in the early part of the concept, was our biggest undertaking. So it was a lot of prep and a lot of research on ingredients.
It was 7 drinks or something. Right?
Yeah, it was a lot. And then not only was the design good, but really intentional with the ingredients that are supporting each chakra and how we're building that. and using fun new ingredients, which I think is what it interests me because it's different from bartending with spirits.
Sure.
That was my favorite garnish, was that cute little infused lotus root. It was so cute.
Yeah, I have a picture of that right now.
And we colored that with cabbage. So it was like purple. But we're both craft cocktailers by trade, so we come from bars that have intentional menus, and so we took what we know from craft cocktailing with alcohol and just switched it to this whole new portfolio of the NA spirits, and we're basically doing the same thing that we did, but in a new way.
Mm-hmm. And it is like an entire different category.
Yeah,
so it's exciting for us because we've been vodka, gin, rum, tequila, and there are all kinds of whiskeys, and they're all great. But this whole new category of spirits with different ingredients and different processes
different
is
profiles.
Like a whole new world for us to explore.
Yeah,
which is fun.
And nobody around here is really doing it to the degree that you guys are doing it. Like, you guys put like a lot of love and care, and like we talked about before, like a lot of ideas and coloring with cabbage. Just that's really impressive to me.
I think it's important to take it to the NA space because we're so used to having it in the bar realm, and there's not really a whole lot of people that are doing it intentionally like we are.
Yeah, a lot of people are just taking the non-alcoholic spirit and substituting it into a craft cocktail recipe.
Yeah, they're not considering their profiles.
It the same, but it is a very different thing, and you have to design the drink around the flavor profile that you're using, just like you would any different kind of spirit.
100%. So I have tried, again, I love a fancy drink. So if it's on a menu, I will probably try it. And a lot of times what I'm finding is exactly what you're saying. They're taking something and just basically kind of labeling it virgin, and which means they've taken out the alcohol. So now I've got a ton of sugar. I don't have the taste that I'm looking for, and we're kind of back to the whole like Shirley Temple grenadine kind of deal.
It's a fancy lemonade.
With some mint. Which I'm not against, but it's not what I'm looking for. What I'm going out.
And you certainly shouldn't be paying $12 to $13, $14 for it, which a lot of people are charging for non-alcoholic drinks without a spirit, which is, I think, safe to call a mocktail. Because we don't call our drinks mocktails; they're cocktails. We can go deep into that conversation.
Interesting.
There's nothing fake about that.
Well, right. That's a really good point. So why don't you tell me a little bit about how you came up with labeling it a cocktail instead of a mocktail?
Mocktail just sounds very juvenile to me.
Sure.
And it sounds like something that's less than a cocktail that you would normally get with spirits. So we are okay with 0 proof, I feel like. But we just like to say cocktails because that's what we are.
Well, and if you're sober and you're looking to feel like you're a normal part of society, ordering a mocktail does you right. It has kind of a juvenile feel to it. Being able to order a cocktail and then talk about the different flavors and how they work together in the garnish, I think that really offers people that social level that they're searching for, that they're looking for, and then they also don't feel singled out because again, if you have a mocktail versus a cocktail, right, it looks a little bit different as well. All right. So what were some of your early challenges? So first of all, you guys have a space now, correct? That you're working on, right? And so what were some of the challenges that brought you to being like, listen, we've got to get a space?
That is such a funny question.
Replacing the suspension on my vehicle.
Yeah, literally. Like we do not drive. We don't have a van to carry around our stuff. I drive a Subaru Impreza. Like I'm packing like cooler after cooler in my car, and like it's heavy, and like Jen's really strong. Like
hot. It's always so hot.
But she's got like she's down there and she's lifting these like coolers up, and it's just so much, and it is hot usually. And when we're doing,
so you can't like in the winter when it's cooler, you can pack your car like the day before, and then everything's kind of like temperature control. But in the summer when it's 90 to 100,
you just ruined all your stuff.
You can't leave it in your car,
and it's so much stuff. Like I'm talking, her car's full, my car's full. We're driving to these events, and then we're unloading, and then when we leave the event, then we're redoing it again. And like,
and sometimes one of us has to leave early, and then we'll be like,
then we abandon each other.
Not all of this fit in my car when I got here. Why did I think it was going to fit on the way back? So definitely packing and moving things
Yeah.
all over the region.
Over and over and over again. And I'm sure like people that do markets and stuff and all the time they know what we're talking about, but it's like it's a lot. There was like a moment I think during, I don't remember if it was Art Beat or Fusion Fest, but we were like, this freaking sucks. I'm tired doing
Fusion Fest was very hot.
Yeah. And that was 2 days.
Yeah.
So it was like, man, we got through the first day and then had to go do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the moment we were like, wouldn't it be cool if we had somewhere to put all this stuff besides your basement and like my garage and or just in our cars till the next time that we do this. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys brought some drinks for us today. Yeah. Can you tell me what you brought and how you incorporated into your...
Absolutely. So these are kind of the ready-to-drink options that we like to have. So we're going to be a bottle shop as well, so having something that you can just like take out and crack open is great because you don't always have time to make yourself a really well developed cocktail.
And can people buy these? So they can come into the location and they can buy these
when we are open, which is not yet. We will have a retail section and a craft cocktail bar.
Okay.
So lounge space.
So people can come and have a fancy cocktail and then maybe take a few things home with them as well.
Yeah.
Yep. Wonderful.
But yeah, these are our ready-to-drink options. We have a lot of different ingredients that we use. This is a kava drink, which is a fun ingredient that we can dive into if we feel like we have time. And then the THC from floral. So just
tell me a little bit about the THC drinks. I know people are a little apprehensive, but they don't understand because we're in Indiana. So tell me a little bit about that and how you've been able to incorporate it.
So all the THC in Indiana is hemp-based, so it's a Delta-9 product. I think that kind of gets a bad rep because we've lived in the past where we have Delta-8 and Delta-10 that are like your synthetic. But Delta-9 is the real thing. It still works, gets you there, I guess, is what I want to say. But I feel like the Delta-9 is a little bit more consistent, whereas the marijuana side of things kind of comes on a spectrum.
Sure.
And this is more controllable.
And it is legal.
Yeah.
Yep, it is legal
for now.
In Indiana.
Yeah, for now. They are trying to do some things.
In Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking for regulation. And our industry has been advocating, our industry, it's mine. The hemp industry has been advocating for regulation. Yep. And, legislation is slow to move, but when they want something done, they will bring the hammer down and force that. So now they want something done. A lot of our suppliers like Floral and Heirloom out of New York are plant-to-can operations, so they're growing their hemp. Floral's in Gas City, Indiana, so it's 2 hours down the road. They're growing, they're manufacturing, they're extracting, they're canning, and it's a fifth-generation family farm. So this conversion to hemp is not new. It's not going to go away. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And I don't know about you, but I know that some of our people who are frequent marijuana users, when they start to switch over to the Delta-9 THC, they appreciate that it is a consistent buzz because it is that isolated single cannabinoid as opposed to a full spectrum, which has your different effects. And it's
I would rather drink this can than like the can I got from the dispensary.
Sure.
I feel like I'm more controlled.
Well, and it sounds like that is also supporting some small local business.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's regulated as to what's in it, and so that makes it better for you guys. You feel more confident kind of putting that out there as a product.
Yeah, like this is a 2.5 milligram can, so it's super low dose. And even this, like if you're really sensitive, you could drink half this can, and it would still give you a little bit of like a good feeling.
I think that's a nice thing too, is that you can consume as much as you would want, and you can sip on it all night, and you can. So yeah, I think this is a great product, and I think that a lot of knowledge is starting to get out there for people. It's not so much reefer madness anymore, and so there's a level of learning that people need to have.
And consumer advocacy and like educating our consumers is really important to us. So while we're not like naturopaths or doctors or physicians and can't dole out advice on how to consume these safely, yeah, it is up to you to do your research and see if it's a product for you, but THC isn't new.
Yeah, we also have THC spirits as well. So like we have cocktails that are infused.
So I think that's a really interesting point that people can come in and kind of experiment with this. They can ask you questions and talk to you. You both seem very knowledgeable about it, which I think also is something that people are looking for. I know with just things popping up all over the place, there's oversaturation of ability to get things, but not a lot of instruction on how to use it or what it will do or what they can expect. And so you guys are going to offer a space that they can actually come in and talk to you a little bit about it as well.
Geek out about that.
Yeah.
We love it.
Which I love. I think there should be.
We will
do
classes.
I think there should be more because I think people need to sign up for those kinds of things and just kind of learn what they're on. So where can we find you guys so that we can support you? And where is your shop? If you're ready to talk about its location.
Absolutely.
So that people can kind of keep an eye on it. How do we follow you? That kind of thing. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you can follow us on Instagram. We're at Funktional Bar, functional with a K. Right now, I mean, we're trying to get this business up and going. Spaces are hard. So we're not contractors. We're not plumbers and electricians. So
but if you are.
Yeah, but if you are, hit us up. But so there's been like some setbacks there, like in business. But we're at 2218 Mishawaka Avenue in the River Park area.
Nice.
So when we are open, you can find us there. I think up until then, we've been selling bottles at half and half. I'm continuing that until we get up and going.
Where's Craft One Half located?
That's 112 North Main Street in Mishawaka. That's my craft cocktail bar. So there is alcohol there. I just like to say that because there's people looking for us that are strictly sober, and I don't want to blur that line at all. But we do have these products available right now for them to come and grab from Funktional through Craft.
And you can also reach out to our Instagram and send us a DM if there's something in particular you're looking for. We can try and, find the time to pack your order for you and have it available to pick up.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to me today, being patient, bringing this. I'm going to try this because I've never tried this. So this is a pear ginger, and it is labeled Euphoria Mood Support Kava. And as a mother, Euphoria Mood Support.
It sounds great.
Amazing.
They really get you.
Yes. I appreciate that these don't taste like sports drinks or like a syrupy whatever, because that's the other part of it. Is like I'm not trying to like slushy myself. I can do that on my own. I hope so. Like this makes it feel a little bit better. One more thing is, I know you do some sober events. That is a little bit separate from the bar. Can you just tell me a little bit about that and if people wanted to join something like that?
Absolutely. So the Phoenix organization is a online active sober community. I'm onboarded as a volunteer, and I hope to start hosting some sober events in our community, whether that's rock climbing, hiking. I'd love to do some like art, craft, drawing, maybe live music events that are sober. So the cost of those is 48 hours of sobriety. It's intended for sober people and advocates of, people that struggle with addiction.
Yeah.
So not just sober people, your friends, your family, your community, even if they are consuming alcohol or THC or any substance, they just have to have 48 hours of sobriety.
They just have to refrain for the 48 hours while they join the event because it's respectful of
the environment for sure. But that is, like I said, the phoenix.org is the website, and MoveOn is their app. And I don't know if you have show notes, but I can certainly send you links.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if anything, we can make like Facebook posts. Yeah. An ability to do content. Absolutely. Is there anything else you guys want to add, or something else you want to throw in? No, just really, really busy.
Really busy. I do think there's like one thing that I think these younger generation, I'm not calling out young people, but they're drinking less alcohol.
Yeah.
And I know as a person who's consumed alcohol way before I was even able to, and working in bars and restaurants my entire life, where that was how we gathered and why we gathered.
Yeah.
We met for a drink at the bar.
Yeah.
I am emotionally attached to bar spaces and restaurants.
Me
and it's
too.
where I find community. It's where I meet my friends. It's everything. So when our younger generations stop consuming alcohol as much, they're also using that community, that safe third space where everyone's inclusive. included. And I think that's my goal for Functional, is to create that space. So even if you aren't consuming alcohol, you have a gathering space that feels safe and inclusive, and you don't feel the pressure to consume alcohol in an environment where, like, maybe your friends are drinking and there's a lot of pressure, because there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, a lot. That's been the hardest for me when I stopped drinking was, like, we go out for dinner and it's like, well, now what? Because it used to be go to a bar. And my partner doesn't drink at all anymore. He's not really cool with, like, the bar space because of how much presence of alcohol there is. And I want to be that space that's like, oh, well, we can still go out after we go to dinner. There's this space, and I'm hoping that fills the void for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like we were talking about the social aspect, it is a big deal because, like, I'm not a big drinker. I don't really drink either. But, like, when my husband and I go out on a date, like, you just naturally want to order a drink because we're on a date. Well, that's just reflex. It's not necessary. Right. I don't, but it's just, that makes the event special for me. Yeah. So how do we reprogram ourselves to still be respectful of social spaces and social, cues, but also keep ourselves safe and support those that also want to be sober around us?
Yeah. And for me, when you go out for dinner and you have that one cocktail, well, it's not one cocktail.
No.
Girl, no.
It's
never girl, no. It's an introductory cocktail.
Yeah. This is a sample. Here's what's to
eat with my bread. Right. Because I'm going down.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like we consume more beverages now that we're sober people, because it wasn't always, I would say. The intent wasn't to get drunk every time I was drinking. I enjoy a tasty drink, but when you enjoy them so
especially
much,
as bartenders,
then it's like, oh, well, we should do shots. Oh, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm waking up to tacos. So being able to create that space where you get to have these fun beverages and creating community with each other and gathering,
be yourself and still go to work the next day.
And still fun.
Fun.
And still mom. Oh my
God.
Still
mom the next day.
I was so tired of being here. No.
But you don't know till you don't what you don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know. And now that we have this space that's available for us, now that we're actually learning as a society that we don't have to socialize that way and that there are other alternatives. So I just want to thank you both for being, like, just the pioneers in this space, especially in South Louisiana. I think that was a big undertaking, and I'm so glad that people are receiving you well. We'll keep an eye on Instagram to see where you're at, that people can see throughout the summer. You guys are you going to do events throughout the summer?
Yeah. Yeah, we get to do what we want to do this summer, which is great. Last summer we took spring, summer, fall, we took every opportunity we could, which had us running kind of ragged. But it's what we needed to do to
get your name out there. Do you also do private events?
Yeah, we will.
Okay, so like if somebody wanted to do a sober wedding, or they wanted to add in a sober drink to something that they were already doing, that's something that you guys can provide. So people can reach out to you on Instagram. They can reach out to you. Do you guys have a Facebook?
We do.
Yeah, just less active on Facebook.
So definitely Instagram.
So yeah,
and it would be silly for us not to mention that we're doing a crowdfunding campaign on Crowdfunder that should be ready to launch pretty soon. Big shout out to Jose behind the camera. Mr. Fancy Shoes for
he comes today. Thank you.
So we're working on getting that done so you can be a part of our community and help us build this thing, because it's a lot of work.
It does take a community.
And there's going to be so many fun perks. We're going to have merch. We're going to have cocktail classes. We're going to have pop-up events. You can rent our space for a private party. There's going to be all kinds of stuff.
Which I think is really fun. And I know we're wrapping up here, but I think private parties is a whole nother vibe that we should.
Oh, I love a party.
Corporate events.
I love a party.
Birthday parties, bridesmaids parties. I think that we can.
I love creating
baby showers.
Absolutely.
Even if people can come and have fun. Thank you, girls, for both coming. I really.
That is a wrap on today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us in the Hive. We hope you're walking away inspired, energized, and ready to expand, evolve, and grow on your own journey. If this conversation moved you, sparked a new idea, or made you feel more connected, share it with a friend and help us keep the buzz alive. Conscious Michiana is a nonprofit powered by community, and your support helps us keep creating meaningful content, hosting events, and connecting people to the resources they need to thrive. Visit consciousmichiana.org/donate to contribute, because every drop of honey helps. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with us on social media. Until next time, be well, Michiana. The Michiana Hivecast, buzzing with wellness, connection, and conscious living in Michiana. Expand, evolve, grow.